right. This is the time of year when gadgets are really handy. And one of the most basic gadgets is the flashlight. And I had a flashlight when the electricity went out this morning that I got from Jim George, and it served me well. It was so bright and nice, and I just love it. Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
Good morning.
Yeah. And we had a caller this morning talking about an app for his gadget, his phone, that it's called Raindar, I think he called it. So it's like a radar that's, it's handy. There's a lot of there's weather bug, and there's a bunch of them. Yep. So how'd you fare
Well, we went out at power at our house about 3 a.m, but like I was telling you earlier, I got home early, and my wife said, doesn't look like it's going to be too bad. And I said, well, I'm going to charge everything we have. So I charged up like 12 batteries.
Yeah.
And the power didn't go off until after I went to sleep. But sure enough, this morning at 3 o'clock, I woke up, and there was my handy-dandy flashlight right near my bed.
Right.
I used it to get dressed by, used it to let the dog out, do everything there was to do this morning. And came to work, and there was power at the work. But I called the power company, and they said the power had been out since 3:10. And they don't expect it to be back on until about 10 o'clock this morning. But it only affected about 1,100 people in my on my grid.
Well, the story we had from the state said there was 100,000 people without electricity at one point. 100,000. 70,000 right in, was it Pasco County?
The Tallahassee, Leon area?
No, in like the north of Tampa. North of Tampa.
Wow.
I think that's where the most of them were, but I think...
Yeah, those bands were fierce. I mean, I was trying to close my door yesterday to leave to go to work, and I couldn't even close the door, and it rained and wind, and by the time I finally got it closed, then the gate, which has a brick in front of it, and I mean a big cinder block, and the gate's open. It's just chain link fence. It blew that chain link fence closed.
Wow.
I mean, you can imagine. So there's not much surface area to capture. But that's how bad the wind was.
I came in early to just to do my work, because usually I do my work at home, but the electricity went out, so then I couldn't do anything. And so I'm driving, and I'm questioning the how smart I am. This was a stupid idea, I'm thinking, because it was really blowing. And when I finally got here, Jim, I couldn't help it. I had to break out in the Barry Manilow song.
I made it through the rain. I kept my world protected.
That's it.
Sorry.
That's it.
Yeah,
Music to keep you peace.
That's great. He's a great guy.
Hey.
Good job, Barry.
Yes.
36 years later, I finally used that for something.
Keeping it in the archives all that time, huh?
When the power comes back on, it actually surges. And that's why we spoke months ago about a whole house surge protector. The power company can't help it. When they energize the line, the power's going to race down that line to get to your house.
It's amazing. What you guys can figure out. I mean, guys who've got your kind of brain. Dan Martin was showing me yesterday, a 737 airplane is built not with metal, but with carbon fibers.
Yes.
Wow.
And so when lightning hits it, it's really bad. So they had to put a mesh of copper, I guess, like screening around it to make up for the fact that it's not made out of metal.
Right.
Wow.
And some of the newer planes are glued together. They are not bolted or riveted. Yeah,
wow.
It's glued.
And they say that's stronger than bolts and stronger than welds.
That's what they say.
You think?
Hopefully 3M is out there doing something right.
Well, they also say they're going to start gluing automobiles together.
Oh, boy. That would
So
be
that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad you did okay. And so far, so good. How did the animals do, the dogs?
No, they went through it. They just stayed in their cages, and we have the outside dogs, the females. For those you don't know, my wife raises golden retrievers, and they just stayed in their cage and took it. We didn't let them out in the yard to roam. We were afraid a limb would fall on them or something.
Do you name them, or do you not name them?
My wife names them. I have no idea what the names are. I don't want to know what the names are.
Oh, really? You fall in love with them?
No, I'm not a dog person.
Oh, you don't like them?
I'm not even an animal person, to be quite honest with you.
Oh.
I'd be great as a recluse, I think. I don't mind being alone.
Well, how do you protect your business then? Because you have to make sure that the people are served in different communities. And when storms come up like this, do you have huge junction boxes anywhere or things like that?
Yeah, no, we lose power, and when we do, we lose whole neighborhoods, same as the power company does, and we're tied to the power. So if the power is out, we also lose parts. So the power could be on, but you still have no TV or have no internet.
Really?
And we have to make a service call for that, run out and fix it.
Okay, so here I have a question for you. I don't know if you're going to want to answer this, but do you have, like, what's what I want to say? Unrealistic expectations from some of your customers. Do they expect you to come out when cable is out and it's raining and pouring?
Oh yeah, they'll call me and say there's no sound on channel 17, and I say, well, that same program appears on 91. Let's say, and they'll say, I know, but I really like 17, and then they'll argue with me about it. So I'll say, okay. And some Saturday nights or Sundays mornings after church, I will run out there and just reset it. All you do is unplug it, plug it back in, and it resets itself. Like any electronic parts, some things just get locked up. You got to beat it. So you unplug it, you plug it back in. But if I lose signal, oh my goodness, the phone rings off, and it could be 2:00 in the morning and the phone's ringing.
Dude, that's
and who in the world is up at 2 in the morning watching TV?
That is
Yeah,
so
right.
unreasonable. When my cable went out, I can tell you, I don't know if do you have customers like me? I'm going to describe me. My cable was out. I called for my internet. I called Cox and I said, there's something wrong. And I said, well, we'll send somebody out right away. Now, this was not this storm, but there was a storm when this happened a month or two ago. I said, guys, don't send anybody out right now. This is crazy. I'm fine. I don't need it. It's not life or death, And so they seem to appreciate the fact that I was not in a hurry. I mean, I'm not ever in a hurry for cable. There's so many other ways to get internet. I can come here.
You can go to McDonald's. You can go in. Yeah,
That's right.
A lot of places have internet.
Almost everywhere has it now.
Starbucks. You have to take your food. I wonder if does the food court have wireless in there? I've never been in the food court wirelessly.
The mall does.
Yeah.
The mall does.
The
Okay.
mall does. The whole mall.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, they
That'd be a
have comfy
safe place to
chairs.
be. Yeah,
Yeah,
would
they
be in
got
the mall.
comfy chairs there. You
That's
can
a good
sit there, bring your
idea.
laptop and a couple of
should have done that
bowls.
yesterday.
Air conditioned. Sit down. Yeah. Yeah, do your thing.
I think I see a phone call coming in. You want me to answer it?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air with Jim.
Yeah, good morning, Larry, Robin, and Jim.
Hey, it sounds like Doug. It sounds like Doug, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes, it is. Jim,
Yes.
what I want to say is about what Larry wants to know.
What I want to
Larry wants
before
to know.
he got interrupted about the Wi-Fi part. It's a special code for that, isn't it?
Oh, that's right. You were going to tell me. I know what he's talking about. Thank you, Doug. I'll ask Jim right now. I'll kind of speed it up. Thank you.
All right.
I went to the back of his modem to enter that code for his Wi-Fi, and
Yep.
it didn't work. It was the wrong code or something.
Okay.
I always thought that number on the back because that's what mine is.
And it's a Cox modem.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually that's the number. But if you call them, it's a toll-free number for Cox. If you don't,
I know,
and you give them the model number and the serial number off the back, they will give you the code.
And you know what he told me? The guy I called. I don't know if it's right. He says that it'll be a $99 fee.
Yeah.
Robin was there.
Yeah.
She heard
Well,
him
well,
say
let
it.
me
Don't
do
have
this. Let me ask some questions. So when they first set it up, did they go into his laptop and set it up, or did you go into his laptop and set
I
it
went
up?
into his laptop.
Okay. So when you first set it up, did it work then?
No. It works by wire, but the Wi-Fi doesn't work.
The Wi-Fi has been turned off
On the
in the
computer?
box? Or
on the modem.
okay, how do you turn it on?
That's the 99. No,
Please,
it really. He has to look at his bill, his invoice, and see if they're giving him
Oh.
just internet, or are they giving him internet and wireless.
Oh, so that might explain it. Maybe
Right.
he didn't buy.
It'd be like $4 or $5 more. I think we charge $5 more to turn the wireless on.
Oh,
And there's a
okay.
reason for that, because a lot of people have their own wireless units. And if you have two wireless units trying to access the same, in your case, a mobile home, which is metal, you have,
Oh.
it wouldn't work at all. You'd have all kind of problems.
All right.
So they have it in what's called the bridge mode,
Oh, okay.
So, Doug, we need to get your modem from Best Buy or something.
a wireless.
I mean, a wireless.
Yeah, and
Please.
I might have one. I'll give you. I'll look and see if I do. I'll bring it in.
We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Friday, mostly cloudy and windy with a couple of showers at a heavy thunderstorm, highs in the 80s. Mostly cloudy Friday night, low 73 to 77. For Saturday, more clouds and sun with a drenching thunderstorm or two, the high 86 to 90. And Sunday, clouds and sun with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
FlySanford.com. Orlando Sanford International Airport. We are SFB. Simpler, faster, better.
Visiting friends and family or just looking for some fun? Book your vacation now to one of their nonstop destinations, including Amsterdam, Brussels, Mexico City, San Juan, as well as over 70 domestic destinations, including New Orleans.
For enjoyable travel, come to Orlando Sanford International Airport. We are SFB. Simpler, faster, better. Before you fly, FlySanford.com.
Need a mailbox rental but need more information? Remember, Personal Service Center, 789-6683. How does $10 a month sound with just a 3-month commitment? Remember, Personal Service Center, 789-6683. Mention WOCA and the setup fee is waived. Personal Service Center will email or text notifications to you when your packages arrive. Even scan mail so you never actually have to pick it up. Now that's service. Personal Service Center, 789-6683. Located on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, Ocala. Look for the yellow signs.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Jim George is here. If you have any questions about cable TV or about gadgets in general, this is a great time to call. We call Jim Professor Gadget for a reason, because he knows gadgets. The number right now is 622-9622. If you'd like to call American Cable Services, then you would call 572. All right, Jim? 572-5113?
That's fine.
All right, that's fine. By the way, you were talking about the guy without the head.
Yeah.
Well, he has got a head, but he's willing to, because his body is totally shot.
Yes.
He's willing to have scientists do an experiment next year sometime in Russia. They'll take his head off and put it on the body of somebody who's brain dead and perhaps make him a whole person again. Of course, the guy who dies will be gone.
Yeah.
But in the interim, between the time they have the head off and put it back onto a new body, he will have a song to sing.
Yes, I ain't got nobody.
Well, unless they ship it, to another state, and then my body lies over the ocean.
Oh, good one, good one. We have a phone call. Somebody probably complaining about our sense of humor. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Good morning, everybody. I have a question about these whole house surge protectors.
Yes, sir.
Years ago, when we were moved into this house, and we was built for us basically, I asked for a whole house surge protector, and the electrician comes in and installs this little box in the panel somewhere. I could not see for the life of me how this one little box protects the whole house as a surge protector. It was like a 2-wire setup. And to me, later on, not Coxville, Ocala Electric Utility, they came out and they installed these things right at the meter. In other words, they pulled the meter, put this gimmick in there, and the gimmick, the meter was plugged into the, what they called a surge protector, and it had a little indicator light. And as long as the light's on, you're doing good. And then they removed all of them. I'm just wondering what the deal was with that. and what the deal is with your surge protector, because I worked 30 years for a utility, and that surge is unbelievable. You ought to see what it does to high transmission lines. That travel a distance. The surge is unreal. If you could see it on an oscilloscope, it's like water in a long tube, and you tilt the tube, how the water will slosh back and forth.
Yes.
That's exactly what the electricity does.
Yes.
And it can really raise havoc with your stuff. Then the other thing is these providers, cable or internet providers, years ago, they used to spend time and talk you through the whole deal. Now, right away, it's a $60, $70 charge, $100 charge for this, that, and the other thing. Whatever happened to customer service? And anyway, I'll hang up and listen to your responses.
Sure. So let me ask you a question before you hang up. So when the power company came and put their device on, you still have your device on the panel?
Yes, as far as I know, but I don't think it was worth anything. I think it was just a little. It was a fraud myself.
How long ago was it installed?
The first one was in 1996.
Okay, but the one that's in your panel, that's 1996?
No, the one in the panel was 1996. Ocala Utilities installed their system, I believe, around 2000, and then about 3 years or 4 years later, they went around taking them all out for some reason.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll respond to that if you want to hang up, and then I'll...
Yes, I enjoy listening to your program, and thank you again, WOCA, for your programming.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Have a good day. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye. All right, so the surge protectors are small. They don't have to be large. It's not like there's a huge piece of metal in there that heats up and melts or something like that to protect your house. It's all electronic now. So the new ones, if it's more than 10 to 15 years old, you definitely need to just get another one. They are not expensive. Home Depot sells them. Everybody sells them. You can literally do it yourself, although I suggest you don't, only because you're opening the electric panel up. And when you pull the cover off of that and all the wires are exposed, you get across the wrong two wires. You may never call in again. It's one of those kind of deals. So an electrician will probably charge you 1 hour's charge, which is the basic. Could be anywhere between $65 and $100. But he will go out, take the old one off, and put the new one in. So what the new one does, it senses voltage rise, not just the current coming in on one leg, but the current coming in on both legs, because you have literally 240 volts coming into your house, and then some receptacles work off of the 120, like your lights and such, and the other ones, like your stove, use the 240. So this thing clamps across those two levels, and what the new ones do, it not only protects when it sees a surge on one leg, but it protects when it sees a surge on the other leg. So what does that mean? If the power company were to lose a neutral, that's their ground. If they were to lose that, one side of that 240, could go up to be 200 volts, and the other side could go down to only be 30 or 40 volts. In other words, that swinging thing he was talking about where it has waves, that will burn everything in your house, because, so you have to have a good ground. That's your center. That's the center between the 120 on one side and the 120 on. So they're not expensive. I think a whole house surge protector is under $100.
Is that right? Wow.
Probably about $80, and there are several great ones out there. Just get a brand name. Find something that says GE or Westinghouse or some brand name on them. Have them put in. Edco, EDCO, is made right here in Ocala.
Oh.
Really?
And Dytek, DYTEK, is made in Largo, Florida.
Oh, nice.
So you get one of those.
So there was a story on Long Island, and the electricity was out because of a storm. And when the power came back on, this lady's house burned down.
Yeah.
So there's two types of surges. One is from lightning, and one is from suddenly all the electricity comes back on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't our houses all burn down all the time?
Well, the power company is putting surge protectors up on the pole. If you're fed overhead, you might be fed underground, because you're in a mobile home park. But if you're fed overhead and you look out, you'll see this little thing the size of a tennis ball up there and it has 3 wires coming out, and the 3 wires are much smaller than the wire feeding your house, and it's just going across those wires. And when it senses that imbalance, it corrects it. How does it correct it? It starts opening up one side, shorting the other, but they go bad. I mean, they go bad. I would, if in my house, I change it about every 5 years.
Wow.
And the light might be lit and it might say it's good, but for $80, I'm taking it out and getting the newest, latest, greatest.
Okay, so there is a way to know, but the way to know is not always dependable.
Right, just because the light's lit, that's like an idiot light. That's why they call them idiot lights.
I like that.
Just take it out. And like on your dashboard, your car overheats, but the light never came on. The mechanic says, "Oh, the bulb burnt out." Or,
right.
Yeah.
So you just check your water level every so often. You check your brake level every so often.
Yeah,
you don't rely on the dashboard to tell you. So the surge protector is the same way. I would, and then of course you need to have your ground checked. I would check my ground every 5 years. There's a meter. It's very expensive, but the electrician has it. We all have them as our business. We go out and we clamp it on, and if it's under 25 ohms, then you meet all government regulations. If it's over 25 ohms, we just go 6 feet away and put another ground rod in the ground and run a wire from the 2 ground rods, and that gives you a better ground. If 2 ground rods does not get you under 25, then your soil is bad. In other words, it's too rocky and so it doesn't get a good contact. And with that, they will suggest other things like dripping water on it, like once a week. In other words, keep the ground moist.
Wow.
Keep the ground moist. Right now, if I'm out to check your ground today, it's going to read great. You're in water.
Okay.
Oh.
But in the middle of the summer, when it hadn't rained for 30 days straight, if I go to check that.
I see.
And plus the ground rod, if lightning does hit your house and it goes to the ground rod heats up the sand around it. So what happens is it turns to silica, turns to glass.
Oh, wow.
So if we read like you have 100 ohms on your ground rod and it should be 25, if we were to pull it up, we would see it's all pitted, but it's gotten larger. It's all that glass.
Oh.
So now it's an insulator around the ground rod.
And that's not good.
So you take it out, you put another one in.
So every time there's a storm and electricity goes out, everybody talks about getting generators.
Generators, yeah.
Can you talk about them just a little bit?
Sure. There was a guy, I was getting some parts yesterday at Harbor Freight, and there was a whole line of people buying generators.
Really?
And they do work. You just have to have a 240 volt plug somewhere in your house. Let's say it's the stove or some convenient location, and then all you do is when you turn the generator on, you plug it in, and that will run things in your house that you turn the breaker on. Now, it won't run your whole house unless you have a whole house generator. But like in my house where I have 2 water heaters and 2 air conditioners, I'd have to have a 50,000 kilowatt. They call it a 50 kW generator.
Oh, okay,
that thing could be $40,000.
Wow.
But in reality, if I time things, an 18,000 kilowatt, which might cost $1,200, would power my whole house because I would turn
even
things.
The air conditioner?
Yeah. So what I would do is I would see the refrigerator door if you don't open it, the freezer if you don't open it, the washer and dryer they're off. So what's really on? Lights, which draw little or nothing, and the air conditioner, and let's say the water heater. So I can turn the water heater off. So I run the air conditioner and the fan.
Yeah.
And then when I want to take a bath, I turn the 2 breakers off on the air conditioner, put the one on for the water heater, wait 20 minutes, take a shower, turn it off, put the AC back on.
Wow.
Wow.
You have to be smart about things. You just can't say, well, I bought this generator and it doesn't work.
Not working. Yeah. Well, we'll have to call you because I wouldn't know.
Oh, wow.
I need the idiot lights. That's because I'm an idiot. Jim, give us your phone number real quick.
Sure, 352-572-5113.
Always fun. Stay safe out there. Stay safe. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The East Coast under threat as Hermine, now a tropical storm, heads north after making